Have you ever compared yourself to your peers of the same age? Or for the matter, compare yourself to people you know around you? Have you ever wondered if you are doing better or worse than the rest of the people in the world? Are you really actually a crazy rich Asian? Hello and welcome to What is the Matter, where we talk about money matters. Today, I will be discussing with you 9 signs that you are actually doing better financially than you thought. One, you are able to holiday in Europe rather than just around Asia. Flights to popular destinations in Asia, such as Thailand, Malaysia, and Indonesia, can range from around SGD 200 to SGD 600 for a round trip, depending on the season and airline. Flights to Europe, particularly to major cities like London, Paris, or Rome, can cost anywhere from SGD 800 to SGD 2000 for a round trip, depending on the time of year, airline, and booking time in advance. In addition, food in mid-range restaurants in Europe varies between $30 to $70 per person compared to Asia restaurants and street food, which may cost in the range between $5 to $20. If you find yourself being able to fly to the Europe countries and having vacations there, you may be better off than many others. 2. You are able to pay off your credit card bills in full every month. According to a survey by Yahoo Finance, Singapore card holders were the second highest spenders in the region, with an average monthly spend of around US $1,000 per month. The survey also pointed out that credit cards have become an integral part of consumer lifestyle in Singapore. If you do not bat an eyelid when spending, and do not bat 2 eyelids when paying the credit card bills in full, you may be better off than you thought. 3. When you can afford to hire a domestic helper to ease your household chores. The cost of hiring an Indonesian domestic helper in Singapore typically includes a monthly salary, agency fees, and other associated costs. As of 2023, the total cost could range from around SGD 800 to SGD 1,200 per month, depending on the experience and qualifications of the helper. The most substantial part of a domestic helper is, of course, her salary. Depending on her country of origin, her salary may cost about $550. The second to take into consideration is, of course, the levy, which costs around $300. This excludes other hidden costs such as living expenses and medical costs, with the average salary of a Singaporean being around $5,000 per month. That is equivalent to you spending around 20% of an average man's salary on a helper. 4. When you can go for regular weekend getaways without worrying about your savings. Singaporeans love to travel. This is particularly so when one end of our country to the other is only an hour drive away. We jump at every slightest opportunity to travel, especially during long weekends. We travel to places like the Johor Bahru, Bangkok, and even Indonesia for getaways. While it is commonly thought that such countries offer a more affordable experience, it may really not be so. With rising inflation and overwhelming tourists, overseas businesses have taken their goods to a more touristy price these days. Common restaurants in Johor, such as City Square Mall, may charge up to $100 for a 2-person lunch with a few dishes, and seafood places in Batam may longer be as cheap as you think. However, if you do not even think twice about getting for regular weekend getaways filled with good food and massages, you are doing better than you thought. 5. Owning a well-maintained HDB flat. Due to scarcity of lands in Singapore, our HDB flats, which are accommodation places for over 90% of Singaporeans, are considered one of the most expensive around Asia. Fortunately, with our strong and competent government to ensure a flat is affordable to everyone, and coming up with measures to curb rising prices, we should see these cooling measures taking effects very soon. Surprisingly, many of our young adults nowadays not only own a HDB flat, but have also carried out renovation works to it. I am not talking about simple renovation. I am talking about renovation costs amount to mid-5-digit figure range, and sometimes even 6. There seems to be a general #FOMO in Singaporean young adults when it comes to renovating their flat to host their friends, with many willing to splurge and even take up huge loan commitments. We haven't included the costs of a smart home setup, that expensive mattress, an exquisite slab of wood as a dining table, and the glittering dinnerware. On this topic, we have more to discuss. Watch my video on ways to save on your renovation costs of your HDB. 6. Owning a gym membership. Owning a gym membership is one thing, going for gym is another. Okay, let's not digress. Let's talk about the costs of gym membership in Singapore. We all know that the cost of being unhealthy far outweighs the cost of keeping yourself healthy. With rising medical costs and a longer mortality, we are all looking for the elixir of health. That's no doubt that we are getting more and more health conscious and signing up for gym and yoga classes to keep ourselves fit. Do you know that the cost of a gym membership at a big name chain may cost over $1,000 a year? Singaporeans who can afford a gym membership often also have access to premium fitness facilities equipped with state-of-the-art exercise equipment, specialized fitness classes, personal trainers, and additional amenities such as saunas, pools, and wellness services. These facilities often come at a premium price point that may be beyond the means of the average Singaporean. 7. Eating at Michelin star restaurants without looking at the prices on the menu. Are you a self-proclaimed foodie like me? Singaporeans love to eat. We are on the constant race for the best dim sum, the best buffet, the best steakhouse, the best laksa, the best nasi padang, and the list goes on. It is not uncommon for us to see restaurants at heartland shopping malls getting packed during dinner times. And neither is it uncommon for us to reserve seatings at Michelin-starred restaurants 1 to 2 weeks in advance because they are ever so packed. But do you know that a full tasting menu in Singapore costs an average of $490 based on a report by international food magazine Chef's Pencil? Even if you dine at more affordable Michelin star restaurants, which may cost between $80 to $100 per person for a set lunch, the price still far surpass our good old hawker stalls. The below-average Singaporean have no complaints enjoying chicken rice or bak chor mee at the hawker stalls for less than $10. If you find yourself eating at Michelin-starred restaurants without checking the menu prices in advance, you are richer than you thought. 8. You are able to have the freedom of choice of your work. Some of us complain on our terrible bosses, the lack of work-life balance, and about getting stuck without foreseeable progression. If you are able to have the freedom of choice of your work, you are doing better than you think. What I really mean is, let's say you are able to quit from a job you dislike and not feel that you are forever stuck in the company, just because you had to put food on the table, or you are able to change into another different industry, or to start your own business. You are actually doing better than you think. 9. You have a roof over your head. Do you know how lucky we are to have a roof over our head? We have seen people from less developed countries with no food or shelter and having to brace the storm and rain. We have seen malnourished children from other parts of the world, and their only wish is to have food for their next meal. And for us, we worry about which restaurant to dine next. In 2021, the World Economic Forum reported that there are 150 million people homeless worldwide. Do you feel rich and blessed now? Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel to watch more contents like this.